Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you never miss an important legal tip or update. In today's video, we will be discussing an extremely important and sensitive topic. What to do if soldiers beat you up in Nigeria? As in, maybe you have been slapped so hard, you have been assaulted, you have been told to do frog jump, or any other form of treatment that goes contrary to your constitutional right of dignity of human persons. What do you do? Now, we know that Nigeria has a rich military history and the complex relationship between civilians and the armed forces. Unfortunately, many Nigerians have experienced or heard of instances or seen where military personnel abuse their power and civilians are at the receiving end of physical violence. So what do you do if you are in this situation? What does the law say? Let's break it down step by step. Now, before we dive into the specific of what to do, it's important to understand that military personnel do not have an automatic right to assault civilians. According to Nigeria's constitution, everyone, including soldiers, has to respect the rights of others, including their fundamental human rights, which is inalienable. When a right is inalienable, is that it cannot and should not be taken away from you by anybody. Human rights violations, like physical assault by soldiers, are illegal and go against Nigeria's laws and international law, especially the United Nations Charter on Human Rights, which prohibits torture and ill treatment. Even if you are suspected of an offense, you have committed an offense, you are committing an offense, you cannot be subjected to violence or humiliation or undignified treatment. Citizens have the right to personal liberty and personal dignity, which includes freedom from torture, freedom from degrading treatment or punishment. This law applies regardless of your status, whether you are a civilian or a suspect. Now, according to the African Charter on Human Rights and Human and People's Rights, which Nigeria is a signatory to, no one should be subjected to torture, cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Now, what do you do? So let's talk about when you are being confronted, you are in this unfortunate situation where soldiers are rallying around to beat you, or a particular soldier is armed and he's after your life, he's after your body, he wants to beat you up and so bad, and he's so angry and there's nothing you can do about it to resist it. So what do you do in this situation? The first thing is for you to try to stay as calm as possible. First and foremost, it is important that you stay calm. Remain as calm as possible. Try not to escalate the situation. Try as best as possible, to de-escalate an already escalated situation, as the case may be. Now, soldiers may sometimes, or in some cases, act impulsively, but getting aggressive in return will likely make matters worse. Now, in the heat of the moment, it might be tempting to fight back, because they might say a lot of things that will hurt your ego, say a lot of things that, will put you and your person in a very undignified manner. But resisting can make things more dangerous for you. Your safety should be your top priority. Now, document everything. Very important. If possible, take note as many details as you can. Whether it's taking pictures of your injuries, recording videos of the incident, or writing down what happened, documenting the event is crucial. Record if you have secret devices on you, like Google, Biros, pen, and a host of others. Now, and also another thing you have to do again is, this is also crucial. What I said is very crucial for you to take legal action later. Also, file a complaint. Report the incident to the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Army, and also it's also important for you to report to the necessary agencies immediately. You may also file a complaint with the National Human Rights Commission or the Army Public Relations Officer for what you have gone through, because in most cases such actions from soldiers is not sanctioned by the authorities of the Nigerian Army. These are things that they are not aware of, and these are, in most cases, these are things that they will not condone, contrary to popular opinion that, you know, when it happens, they know how to protect themselves, they know how to protect each other. No, in most cases, once it's done like that in such situations where you are completely, especially where you are completely innocent, the army is likely not to take side with their members. Also, you can also file civil suits. There is this popular belief that once you have been assaulted by soldiers, there's nothing you can do about it, as soldiers are not subjected to civil courts. You know, that is not true. If you have been assaulted by a soldier, you can pursue a civil lawsuit for damages. You can sue the soldier personally. You can sue the soldier personally. If you don't want to sue him along with the Nigerian Army, you can sue the soldier personally. But, you know, you would also likely have to go after the Nigerian government, as they are ultimately responsible for the actions of their personnel. Now, human rights violation cases, you can also complain to, you know, the human rights to the National Human Rights Commission, can investigate the matter. If the case proves that your rights were violated, the commission may also take further steps. Criminal charges. In extreme cases, the soldier may face criminal charges such as battery. This will also likely be pursued by the police after an investigation. You can report these matters to police for investigation. You know, contrary to popular belief that you cannot report this kind of matters to police. You can report this kind of matters to police for investigation. Although this can sometimes be lengthy and difficult process to the Nigerian justice system. It is important to know that the military has special laws that govern its operations. The Armed Forces Act governs the conduct of Nigerian soldiers, and any violation by a soldier falls under military law. However, the military is not above the law. They are still accountable for their actions, and civilian authorities can prosecute them. Yes, civilian authorities can prosecute them if necessary. The challenge, however, is that in many cases the military can be reluctant to prosecute its own personnel, so seeking external legal help is crucial. If you report through the military ranks and they refuse to convene both either a special or general court-martial, in that regards, you can decide to, you know, approach the civil courts. Now, what if you feel like your case isn't being taken seriously? Unfortunately, the military-industrial complex in Nigeria can sometimes make it difficult for civilians to get justice, but don't give up. Here is what you can do. Contact human rights organizations, contact Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, use the social media, you know, to compel them, and I can assure you, you will get justice, so that you don't just get beaten for nothing. In as much as the military are protecting us, they should protect us within the confines of the law. Thank you for watching with us. Subscribe, share, and like.